Daily Split, the right edition. Welcome and happy day. I want to show you how smart I am. Okay, you with me? Watch here. Here's a whole bunch of cards, 6 playing cards. I want you to pick a card. You can say it out loud because I can't hear you. I'm here and you're at home or wherever you are. Pick a card. Have you got it? Think now. Look me in the eye for about 20 seconds, okay? You with me? I've removed your card. How'd I do? If I won, tell everyone. If I didn't, don't tell anyone. We'll see how it goes. In fact, let me know how we did. Send us an email right@dailysplit.com. Here we have in Ottawa, we have a senator. He's 73 years old, and he says he encounters racism every day. He's a black man. He's born and raised in Canada, and he says this. And again, keep in mind, he's a senator, an appointed, unelected senator, and he's a conservative one at that. Who knew? Blacks in Canada need to unite, rise up, and address the deep racism in this country that keeps them out of positions of power, so says he. He goes on to say blacks need to learn to support each other and stick their hand up and lend a hand when their brothers and sisters are in need. It's like we are a family, and we have to help each other, and we have a history here in Canada of slavery. And he goes on and on. I mean, good gosh, I got a headache just listening to all this kind of stuff. And he's now formed a new caucus for visible minorities. Well, you know what? If you want to fool around with minorities, there's 7 million gun owners in this country who are a minority. Work with them. That's the largest minority this country has ever seen, or anywhere in the world for that matter. What are you talking about? I haven't seen racism in our country. I think for the most part we're colorblind, but we certainly have racist thoughts and things towards cultures and other people who don't want to get Canadianized. You're here talking about history with slave owners and things. Good heavens, it was white people that built the pyramids for the most part, and they were all slaves, and that was like 5,000 years ago. Where did these guys get off? And he's making hundreds of thousands of dollars a year talking like this, and he's basically trying to bring groups against, or together, I guess, to be against other people. I mean, it's not very nice. I mean, who cares about this kind of stuff? Could you imagine now, or who should care, I should say. Could you imagine having a white senator stand up and say, "Oh, you white people have to unite"? I mean, that's bad. I'm speechless. And then we keep it with that. I was in Calgary, Alberta just the other day, and here's a magazine, Alberta Native News. It's just about Indians. Try having one Alberta White News and see what happens. It's not fair. I mean, everybody should be colorblind. Who are these people that are so prejudiced against us and other people, and they think their own little group, you know, they're kind of God's gift? Get over yourself. President Lincoln in 1864, the Canadian government was acted up, and Lincoln said, "I'm not going to put up with this anymore." So he imposed an executive order that required passports from all Canadian citizens who wanted to come into the United States of America. That lasted for about 100 years, and then it went away, and now it's back. Wild Rose Alliance, and they had their annual general meeting last Friday, I think it was, and I was there. I attended. It was very interesting. A lot of people, probably 1,000. They were all, you know, making noise and waving things and screaming, and it was good. It was very well done. I was, you know, kind of reminded, though, that their strength seems to be in name-calling to the other people. They selected out, you know, certain people in the present government of the Conservative Party and said, he's dumb and we would be smarter, when in fact they didn't really tell us what they would do. If you're a right-wing government, there are certain things you should do. Sell the bank. They own the Treasury branch there. Why does the government own a bank? I mean, apparently the 4 million Albertans own the bank, but, you know, I've never met an Albertan yet or got a check from the Treasury branch saying, here you are, owner. It doesn't happen. And I'm also reminded of being a boy at 10 years old. My father told me, if you ever sell Coca-Cola, go sell Coca-Cola. Tell them how good it is. Don't go tell people how bad Pepsi-Cola is. And that's kind of what was going on there, but I wish them well. I hope they're able to pull it together. Prison crowding now is linked to the Conservative government, so says the Liberals in the NDP. They're saying this is terrible. You're going to fill up our jails. They're all going to be overcrowded. Well, duh. What do you think you do with criminals? You're supposed to leave them out there like you guys do. You catch somebody stealing, you give them a hug and, you know, check in a shirt, and then you turn them loose again. You're supposed to have prisons for bad people. Doesn't take too much thinking to get that figured out. In Ontario, you got the government there, left-wing people. They made $6.7 billion last year in revenue from running casinos. It's a monopoly, and their net profit out of that, almost $7 billion, was $2 billion. When you make that kind of money and you still have huge deficits, I mean, what does that tell you? Maybe leftism doesn't work, do you think? The recession has hit everyone. I want you to know this. The other day I got pre-declined credit card in the mail. CEOs are now playing miniature golf, and a stripper was killed when her audience showered her with a roll of pennies while she danced. I saw a Mormon polygamist with only one wife. McDonald's is now selling a quarter-ouncer, and Angelina Jolie has now finally adopted a child from America. My cousin had an exorcism but couldn't afford to pay for it, and they repossessed her. There's a long list of crazy things. I'll come back tomorrow. I'll have more for you from the right. See ya.